Good morning, everybody. It's Dr. Lisa coming to you from Tampa, Florida, as a general medicine, internal medicine doc, running a busy practice of primary care, holistic medicine, and integrative therapies. As I have continued to navigate and hold space for my patients and all of you through this pandemic, I just wanted to shift gears a little bit today. I wanted to bring up a couple of facts and then focus on something that's pretty dear to my heart that we're going to talk about, which I deal with my patients day in and day out. So the main fact that popped up yesterday, and I've heard this time and time again through different practitioners, colleagues of mine, and different outlets, and many of you may or may not be aware that doctors and hospitals have actually been incentivized to code for COVID-19. Let me repeat that. They have been incentivized to code as COVID-19 being a diagnosis both for admission and for ICU stays and for death certificates. What does that mean? It means that that someone, and again, I'm not getting into where the agendas are coming from, I'm not political, but somehow through Medicare and through medical billing, which is, by the way, not always the cleanest field in the first place. As many of you know, you can go and get a cash blood work panel for maybe a couple $100, and when it goes through your insurance, it can be thousands. So we have a problem already with billing and insurance versus doctors, things that need to shift. And now that we're all speaking out a little bit more in general about and banding together and talking about these things, maybe that will get addressed too. But a typical pneumonia admission to a hospital it gets billed about $4,600, I think was the price that I saw to Medicare. And what they're offering, or gets paid out, sorry, $4,600. What they're offering if it's diagnosed as a COVID pneumonia is $13,000. So why is that? Why are we messing with medical coding and reimbursements? That's a big why for me. And guess what? If they go on a ventilator, it's a $39,000 payout. And that's something that I heard through a senator. You can listen to the fact check, go through Tony Robbins' podcast that he had with very high level panelists. I think it was released the day before yesterday. So for me, again, it reinforced the why, but it also brought up a topic that is very near and dear with my patient interactions day in and day out, which is what type of mentality in your interactions do you choose to have? Do you tend to blame others, which is what I call the victim mode, or do you take self-responsibility? Are you willing to look inside? Are you willing to dig a little bit deeper, even if what you find in there may not be pleasant? And I want to share, it's a story about that I heard through a patient. It's a little bit extreme, but I think it makes the point, which is this lovely woman has spent 20 years of her life supporting and sacrificing for her husband, who has some mental illness, and she has done everything to try to get him help. Sacrificed her own career, has kids in another state that she moved away so that she could be with him and have him hopefully be happy and be healed. And I am one of these people that likes to fix it as well. Like, I'll just fix everybody if they're in my space because they deserve to be fixed, and I'm a healer, so why wouldn't I do that? And luckily, through my own journey of self-love and self-discovery, I've realized that it is not somebody else's responsibility to fix that. It is in each and every one of us. So this particular patient eventually stood up for herself and found some self-love and decided she wanted to move back to where her grandkids were. And her husband, when she finally told him that, decided to commit suicide right in front of her. And so she was blamed at the end for his life, the consummate victim. And I know that's an extreme story, but what I wanted to bring it up because it shows, what I did was I looked at her, I hugged her, and I said, I am so proud of you because you can see he was not ever going to change. He had to be a victim in the end. And it's not your job anymore. You can have a life and be free and share that love with people that deserve it. So what I want you to do today is to look in your life, look at relationships, and look at things you're reading and things you're doing. Are in those situations, are you being true to yourself? Are you weighing out the options? Are you being the victim and blaming someone? Let's look at this COVID pandemic right now. Are you home scared and fear-based watching media that doesn't make sense, but you're the victim and you don't know what to do next? So you can easily just blame it on the administration, or blame it on the doctors and the researchers for not having the answer, or blame it on the fact that we haven't gotten a vaccine just yet. And that leaves you, as the victim, able to just stay home and stay in that frequency, okay? And I think that right now in this country, there's a high percentage of people that are in victim mentality. That leads us nowhere. So let's try to take the rest of the time from this pandemic and look in our life, because we all get into victim at sometimes or another, one time or another. When I've had different medical issues, it's easy to trip back in. I've already been sick before. Why is this happening again? You know, why did this happen to me? Why did you do that to me? Why all the work I've done? Why? And then I stopped and said, I must be missing something. What am I missing in myself? And the most recent medical issue I had, which is about 3 years ago, where my heart gave out and it was very extreme. And I'm going to be posting a video on my feed soon about what happened, because it's the 3-year anniversary this weekend. I had to stop and realize that I was also slipping into victim mode. And what I found inside myself was that I had self-sacrificed to the point of just healing everybody else, that I had forgotten who I was. So take this pandemic, take all of the fishy things that are going on, the questionable agendas, the numbers that are skewed, and use it for something good, which is to learn how to not be a victim, learn how to be proactive. Go inside. What emotions are getting stirred up for you? For me, it's fear. It's things, the feeling that I may get sick again, that I may be fragile. And let me sit with that. Let me love on it. Let me release it. And that's what I want you all to do today as well. So be brave, be real, ask questions. You know, where you feel like you can be proactive in this pandemic, go for it. There are petitions and people and legislators you can call. We've discussed that. Have communication with me, share these videos. And in your own personal life, where can you take action? Where can you speak where maybe you had just blamed before? So I'll end with an affirmation for today. I hope I kind of piqued your interest, got you thinking a little bit more. And the affirmation is, I shine brightly and I'm responsible for my own thoughts and actions. So don't blame others, don't blame politics, don't go into that angry victim mode. I shine brightly and I'm responsible for my own thoughts and actions. Make them strength, make them light, make them love. Thank you for joining me. Check out Tony Robbins' podcast on the purple button on your phone. It's a 2-hour panel with incredibly high-level PhDs, politicians, and different people having their opinions, including the 2 docs from California that really set me off on my being willing to share at a higher level. And it's worth the listen. And it's not political, it's just factual, allowing you to get out of victim mode and more into action, love, and truth. Have a great day. I'll see you guys here tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.